In this tutorial we're going to look at the Scratch broadcast block. The broadcast block is a really important block to master because it allows you to control lots of things happening in your game or in the product that you're making. And it's a very simple block. I mean, you can make some quite complex things happen with just a few blocks. And so what we've got here is a scenario. We've got the cat, Oscar, and we've got the basketball, and we've got this background. But if we click on the stage here and look at the backdrops of the stage, just click over here, you can see I've got two backdrops that I want to switch between. I'm just going to delete this one. And so we can use the broadcast function to change the backdrops and to change which things are on the scene. It's not going to make any sense in what we're doing, but the idea is just to demonstrate how the blocks work. So we can use when the green flag clicked, when this sprite is clicked, and the when I receive clicked blocks to actually control how things and what things happen. So we use the when green flag clicked block to set things up. So here, for example, let's just say when the game starts, we want Oscar to show and we want the basketball to hide. So we would make sure when the green flag is clicked, we click on looks, and we make sure that because we're working on the Oscar sprite, we have when the green flag is clicked, we have the show. For the basketball option, we want to make sure we've got hide. So let's just test that. So when I click on here, there we go. The game has started, the basketball's hidden. Perfect. Now we need to work out a way to get rid of make the basketball come back and make Oscar disappear. But we need one more thing to do, so we just stop the game here and click on backdrops, and don't forget we can also program our backdrops. So on backdrops here we can code and make sure the raise block is the one that is appearing at the start. So when green flag is clicked, click on looks and make sure that we switched to backdrop raise. Let's just test this then. So what should happen now is we should end up with Oscar, no basketball, and the raise background. Correct. Our game is working the way we want it to. And now we need to switch it back. So let's come back to Oscar here. Okay, so now what we're going to do now is we're going to put a click action on Oscar, that when we click on him, he's going to broadcast a message that the basketball will receive. So let's click on here. When this sprite is clicked, let's come back to events, and we want to broadcast a message. And this message is, and it's always good to write a message that makes it understand, you understand how your program's working. So let's broadcast basketball. So it's like Oscar is going to shout basketball to the game, and so he's going to shout this out, and so we're going to then, as part of that shout out, make Oscar hide. Then we need to make sure that the basketball responds to that. So we're going to come across here and we're going to click on the when I receive basketball. He's already hidden, so we now need to make him show. So we're going to click on the looks block, click on show, and then we need to make it come back to Oscar. So this time we're going to click on here, and when the basketball is clicked on, we're going to broadcast a new message, and we're going to broadcast Oscar. Click OK. Let's just test that. So what's going to happen now, the backgrounds aren't going to change yet, we'll do that in a moment. So let's just come back to the game, start again, reset all the code. If I now click on Oscar, the basketball appears. If I click on the basketball, I haven't made Oscar reappear because I've got over here when I receive a message, but I haven't done anything. So let's debug our program. So when I receive Oscar, I need to come back to here and make sure we have show. So let's test. Click on Oscar, click on the basketball. But I now need my basketball to hide. So we also can get him to hide like we did Oscar. So just put this into here. So now we've got this, should have this circle going round and round. Click on Oscar, basketball, click on the basketball, get Oscar, and backwards and forwards. Now we need to make sure that the backgrounds change as well. So let's click on backdrops. So when green flag is clicked, switch backdrop to raise. So let me think. Oscar's on the raise background, so the basketball we want to be on the waves. So let's click on here and go when I receive basketball, switch backdrop to stripes. And then let's do this again. When I receive Oscar, switch backdrop to raise. So let's click on, we can duplicate this. Let's just click on here. Let's duplicate this. Put that in there like that. And now we have got, just by using the show and hide and broadcast and receive blocks, we've got this happening in our game now. Quite complicated. Click Oscar, background changes. Click basketball. And that is how the broadcast block works. And you can do an awful lot with your broadcast block if you think through the logic of what it is that you're trying to do. And that means you can have an awful lot of sprites in your game, all managed by the broadcast block and the show and hide blocks.